of men, okay, a body man, right? So let's drop some emojis in the chat box. Let's say welcome Pastor David in the chat box. Okay, so let me see our engagement in the chat. I hope the chat is active, guys. All right. So welcome on board, sir. Pastor David. Can you hear me? Your mic is muted, Pastor David.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome, sir.
Okay, it's an honor to be here live in this maiden edition. Thank you, Mr. Toby, our guru in the house. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is David. I'm a mentee to Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Thank you.
Awesome. So let's start by talking about your, so just a brief introduction about yourself. Tell us exactly your background as a person. Where are you from? What part of the world are you from? Because on this webinar, we have people from all over the world joining us. All right. So what part of the world are you from and what you're currently into?
Okay, basically, I'm David Ebohime. I am from the southern part of Nigeria. I'm an alumni of the University of Benin. I made it second class upper division. I am an alumni of Lagos Business School. And I'm presently doing a course with London Business School, an executive program. That's basically my background. I was not born into a wealthy home. I lost my father when he was 60. I was barely still a young man when I lost my father to cancer. So my story can be likened to the average boy on the street. I sold everything while growing up. The only thing I did not sell was body parts. I sold water, I sold groundnut, I sold pure water. If you can go back to history lane, you remember when they used to use cup to sell water. Then he later graduated to cellophane. He now later graduated to sachet water. That sachet water, we started it. We started it with a candle. We used candle to do that, this kitchen, not machine. We were faster than the machine. So I sold groundnut, I sold banana, I sold drinks. The only thing I did not sell, as I said before, was body parts. On Christmas Day, when everybody is visiting their friends and their families, we are on the major street collecting people's money. So when you're coming back from visitation, you will meet us at a junction where we are selling ice cream. So I sold at a pretty age. I sold in school. When I'm going to school, I will carry some ice cream done on cellophanes. I take them to school. I send to my Igbo friends. I copy notes. We are the people that copy notes in class. We just do anything to make money. Whichever way money comes, money must always come. So I did that for like 14, 15 years of my growing up. So you can see where I'm coming from. My mother is a teacher. My father happened to be a banker, but he died at an early age. So it was left for my mother to train the five of us and the other persons that were staying with us. That is my typical background. So that everybody will understand where we are coming from. Thank you, sir.
All right. I mean, hearing you speak right now means that you actually love sales and selling. You do anything to bring in money, right? And that's, establishes the fact that in order for you to really hit the big bucks, right, in real estate, you really need to love sales. Like sales has to be part of your, it has to be in your blood. You have to take it seriously. Now, tell us about how you connected with Dr. Stephen Akintayo. How did you cross paths with him, and what particular year did you start learning from Dr. Stephen, and how has that relationship shaped your mindset so far?
Okay, going forward after National Youth Service Corps, I've always had this big dream. I got an oil company job. I was working an oil company job, but oil and gas, the economy went down and I was left with nothing. I went back to school, did 1 or 2 courses, and I started looking for who and what next to do. And it started from how I reconnected back to my maker, Jesus. I gave my life at the time as teacher of David Redeem, and I later met my spiritual mentor, David Ibiome, who started teaching us the tenets of life, destiny, and why we must connect to people that matter. So that informed one of my decisions to say, oh, I love selling. And I saw this young man, 2017, 2018, on the internet, blasting from all the cylinders, left, right, and center, in the person of Dr. Stephen Akintayo, talking about land banking. See a young man that made money. And I was like, wow. And this was a young guy our age. So that's how I came across him around 2017, 2018. And from then, it has been from one level to the other.
Wow, awesome. So that means you've been in constant connection with him since 2017. That's 6 years now, right? So you've been learning from
Yeah.
him for 6 years. Now, the thing is, for people that want to start real estate marketing and going to the business, most people don't really see themselves closing a deal as big as 3.6 billion naira, right? Another person is also looking to sell a few millions and then earn their commissions, right? Now, for you, being able to do that, what inspired you to pursue a deal of such magnitude? And how exactly did you identify that opportunity?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Toby. Inspiration, number one, it's a personal journey. I have a parable that says, what pursues, when a lion pursues you, the way you will run when you're being pursued by a lion and the way you're being pursued by a goat, there are two different ways. If you're owing somebody 1 billion and you're owing somebody 1,000, the approach is different. You heard about my background. I came from a background that was nothing, that was zero. My back was already on the ground. So I started seeking for alternatives. Number one was God. I met God, and God started connecting me with people, connected me with my spiritual mentor, and connected me with my real estate mentor. My inspiration started from seeing a young man leveraging his knowledge in a country where people say people are poor. But I saw a young man that was just self-inspired. You listen to him, you can see fire from his eyes in the person of Dr. Stephen Akintayo. So it was easier to connect. Now, this is a guy that had nothing. I connected with Jesus. I connected with my spiritual mentor. He had told me how to reach out to people. And I saw a young man doing what I wanted to do. And he was doing it well. And he was not keeping the secret. He was telling the whole world how he did it, how you can do it. So this was a major inspiration, for me.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, David. Now let's talk briefly about how these 6 years of following Doctor has really impacted your journey. Now, how did this 6 years of mentorship and following Dr. Stephen contribute towards your ability to close that deal of 3.6 billion?
Okay, thank you. I think I've been privileged severally where Doctor brought me to different fora to talk about how I've been able to use some of the things I learned from him to close this and still doing things. And I chronicled that whole episode, 10 stuff I learned from Dr. Stephen. There are a lot of them. His body language alone is something. You look at his body language, it brings a deal to you, it's something. So I won't go into all of that, but I think I just put down some stuff: go, hunger, association, consistency, and integrity. So I will just touch each of these. Number one thing I saw was on this particular year before I set this goal. I've been doing business, I've been doing real estate, I've been doing sales, as I told you earlier. But I saw him, he said in their Dubai project, he had a goal to do $20 million in that business year. I said, wow, you mean somebody that is of my age, our age grade, can set $20 million as a goal. You know, we've read books on goal setting and all that, but we've never practicalized it until now. A lot of people, over 90%, still don't have goals. Because in Habakkuk 2, verse 2, Doctor was just carrying out what God said. He said, write down the vision, make it plain. That's what motivational speakers call vision board. It's all the same thing. I saw a man that had a goal, a specific goal that he wanted to pursue on the business year. So I said, if this man can set $20 million, I can set $2 billion for that same year. So I followed that same pattern. He closed about 18.6 million in Dubai in that year for a particular deal. And that same year, this thing prepared me to change my association, to start networking differently. So the goal will take me to hunger. And we're talking about how he mentored me. I saw his goal setting ability, how he did it. Then I saw another great quality, hunger. He's never comfortable. He's contented anyway, but he's never comfortable with yesterday's success. As I told you before, if you have not eaten for 3 days, the way you will be hungry is from someone that have not eaten a meal. And I will use this quote to drive this down, to drive hunger down. I saw it, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. A guy with first class may not be as hungry like a guy that made a pass in school. Because the guy with first class or the medical doctor, the medical student feels, I have what it takes to feed myself. But the guy that made a pass, that could hardly graduate from school, knows that without struggling, without being hungry, he will not get to that. So that complacency is set into the guy that made it first class. That's why you see, if you go to Dangote, if you go to Afri Invest, you see a whole lot of first class. There's a first class guy that is doing something for me right now. In another 1 year, I will be paying him like $1 million or something. But I don't mind. But they are too relaxed. So I saw hunger in the person of Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Yesterday's success, glory be to God, but it's yesterday. He is breaking new grounds. Because there's a parable that says that the way you run when you're being pursued by a lion is not the same way you run when you're being pursued by a goat. And a hungry man will get to a destination before a talented man. That's why any day, anytime, I will choose a C. Ronaldo over a Messi. Because a C. Ronaldo on my team is a hungry man. He's hardworking. But a Messi is a talented man. There's always that complacency that comes with talent, that comes with I know all attitude. But I saw hunger in Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Till this morning, if you're following DSA has gone to visit the richest man in the state. When he landed in my state, I said 2 things you must do, doctor. You don't spend him on his DM. I said you must have see the Esama. He said, I've already made the arrangement. And I said you must have eat a Mama Ebo prepared rice. Everything I am thinking, doctor is already 10 hours ahead of you.
All right, so so we have a bit of internet connection issue with Pastor David. I used to get Pastor David. Now, so far so good. We've been hearing amazing gems in the chat from Pastor David Boyman. Now, we've heard a lot about being hungry, right? So just type in the chat box a few gems that you've heard so far from Pastor David. And also, I want us to open this conversation for everybody listening to us right now. Right. Feel free to drop your question. If you have any question at all for Pastor David, right, drop it in the chat box, and then we're going to throw it to him, and he's going to give you answers. Welcome back, sir. We lost you for about 30 seconds. All right. Can you go ahead, sir?
Okay. Thank you. We are still on that mentorship. I talked about goal setting. I did $20 million in Dubai and made me to, for the first time, saw that he was doing Habakkuk 2:2. For those that are not Christian, Habakkuk 2:2 is a scripture in the Bible that says, whatever it is that you want to do, write it down. Put it where you can see it so that you can run with it. I saw him do that, and that made me. Then I saw that quality in him. He's very hungry for the best thing. Then the third thing I saw was the right association, networking. Every of his video, when he gets to a state, I can tell you categorically this evening, Doctor will be playing golf at Benin Golf Club. Why? It is only in those places you can see those persons that will do some deals with you or negotiate or even discuss similar deals. So I saw in Doctor somebody who knows how to network. I saw in Doctor somebody who knows how to associate. Only quality people, only quality time, only quality places. I don't cut my hair where they cut hair 200 naira. Not because I don't know how to save money. I cut my hair in the best of salons where I can network. I don't attend the church where you have only 4 people. Those that attend churches that have 4 people, glory be to God to them. When I was doing NYC, I attended the city of David that built the Trinity Tower. Richest redeemed grass anywhere in the world is in BI. Today, my church is building the biggest church. I'm not saying you should leave your church. What I am saying, whatever you are doing, try and make sure you are. I started following, there's a guy in my church that goes to play golf.
All right, so
anytime he's going to play golf, I follow him. I carrying his back, I learning the tenets of golfing. Put more on my deed that made me partly close my deed. There's consistency. I started being comes in a whole lot of form. Do you know the way you are dressed can tell if you have integrity or not? You can't say you want to do a deal of, for example, I'm talking to you right now. They are over 500 and I can't tell of them. Goal setting, hunger, association, networking with the right people, consistency, and integrity.
All right, thank you so much, Pastor David. Now, one thing that we must also learn about closing very, very high real estate deals is actually you need to get access to people that have that kind of money. Now, which is important of network that he's talking about. Now, there's a popular saying that your net worth, right, is determined by your network, right? Only quality people only. When you read the Billionaire Habit,
Can you hear me?
Come again, sir?
Toby, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear now. Can you hear me, sir? Pastor David, are you online? Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay, I don't know if there's any question you asked, sir.
Okay, so I was just trying to do a recap on things that you talked about. The importance
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you.
Perfect. The importance of having the right association, because if you want to close a real estate deal of 3.6 billion, like David has closed, you need to have access to people that actually have that kind of money, right? So beyond don't you want to go to places whereby you can connect and network with people that have this kind of money, right? He talks about the importance of going to the golf course. Now, for mentees of Dr. Kintayo, you see that every city that he goes to, he likes to visit the golf course because obviously membership fees to get access to a golf course is actually very, very high. For example, I was trying to enroll in Ikeja golf club, which is like the bottom of the echelon, right? And it was about ₦1 million every month, every year to get access to that particular golf club. Now, if you can pay ₦1 million on a yearly basis to just play golf, definitely, right? You are in that top echelon of successful people in the country, right? So you want to intentionally network. So if it means you going to, let's say, five-star hotels, going to high-end resorts, right, to connect, to network. And I mean, for some people, it might be even going to the gym as well. Do you have a gym membership, right? What association do you belong to? Don't just be by yourself, all right, and just think that you are going to attract the right people. You need to intentionally go out there and be friends, right, with people that can buy your real estate property. Okay, so let's move on because we're out of time. So let us talk about the actual deal, right? The 3.6 billion naira deal, right? Can you walk us through that process? How were you able to negotiate that deal? What are the contexts? How were you able to close that 3.6 billion naira deal? Can you just give us a summary of that particular process? Can you hear me, Pastor David? All right, so while waiting for him to come back on, I think he has a bit of issue with internet where it currently is. Apologies, he's on the road. We had to catch him while he's on transit to be a part of this particular webinar. So while he's trying to get his internet all sorted out.
I'll answer. I'll answer this way. You know, when you ask Dangote,
Pastor David, can you hear me loud and clear? All right, so let's move on, guys. So I want you to drop some particular questions that you have for Pastor David Eboyime. So for everybody here that is into real estate, and then possibly you're trying to close in on a few deals. Now, I hear this a lot from our salespeople. Now, you negotiated this deal, you've spoken to a client, and then the client said he's interested in buying this property. Maybe it's like a property that's worth 70 million naira or 100 million naira. The client is very, very interested in making payments, right? But suddenly, the client is not just picking your calls anymore or is dragging his feet. How and he has been able to close a deal of 3.6 billion naira. What I expect you to ask is how can you, what are the strategies that he has in place to ensure that people actually go ahead and make that buy decision, actually pay money. All right. So let's ask those kind of questions about your particular situation. Okay. So we're going to get him on board, back online. Apologies for the break in transmission. All right. So I'd like my team to reach out to Pastor David Boyman, right, to get him on board. So Nee, Tammy, all right, if you could reach out to Pastor David. Okay, you're back on, Mr. David. All right. So guys, again, if you have questions, feel free to ask your question. For people watching.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
On YouTube, on Facebook, welcome online, everybody. Now we're just having a chat with Parliament of Dr. Makintayo, who recently a few months ago.
Hello, Mr. Toby.
These aren't typical results. Now, the majority of us, yes, welcome aboard, sir. Can you hear me loud and clear? Pastor David, can you hear me, sir? Pastor David, can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Toby.
All right. So
Maybe
while we're going to come
your
back
network is
online,
bad.
let's keep talking to our question with positive buoyant, and we're looking at exactly how he was able to achieve that feat. Okay. Welcome back, Pastor David. Your network is oh, right. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear loud and clear. Welcome.
Your network is showing one bar.
No, my network is like, okay. I think it's better now, so we can go ahead.
Okay.
So I was talking about the particular context of the 3.6 billion naira deal that you closed. Let us go through the process. How were you able to negotiate this deal, and how were you able to close this deal and actually convince the client to make the payment for that particular product?
Okay, for every sale, let us leave the size of the deal. Whether you're selling a shirt of 500 naira, or you're selling a car of 10 million, or you're selling a ship of $100 million, or you're selling a country for 100 billion, is the same procedure. Why I said that, so that people will understand that it's not about the difference is just your mindset. Your mindset, Dr. Stephen Akintayo said, is your life set. Number one, you need to understand, if you want to do business with HNIs, you need to understand who HNIs are. They are not patient. They are arrogant. Some of them are stupid, as you may say, but they are not. They are not. You are the one qualifying them as being arrogant or as being stupid. Because number one, they don't have time. They don't have all the time in the world. So what you and I, the responsibility you and I owe ourselves. So the responsibility that will is
Pastor Dave, we lost you for a few seconds. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so we're gonna wait for Pastor David to come back online. I think because he's on the road, the network is a bit is fluctuating there. Yes, Malcolm X, don't worry, we're gonna get him back online. Again, is because he's not at home, he's on the road, and it's possible that network in that area is not very, very strong. All right. So, I mean, just to do a recap of what he has talked about so far, he has talked about the need for us. I want to emphasize on the intentionality it takes to close high ticket sales. Right? Nothing happens by chance, guys. And there's need for you to intentionally go out and close this and get the people that can pay for these services. Now, he says something about mindset. Right? Forget about the size of the deal, right? What determines if you close that deal or not is your mindset. Now, you want to ask yourself, do you believe that you can close a deal worth 1 point, worth $1 billion, for example, or worth 3 billion naira? Okay, what are your expectations? Okay, do you have do you have some sort of affirmation, right? What are your goals? What are your expectations for your business, right? If your mindset is right, okay, your life is going to be right. He made a statement that your mindset determines your life set. your current life experiences is a function of your mindset. All right. So if you want to start closing amazing deals in the real estate industry, then you need to have a very, very solid mindset. All right, because that's what you're going to use to attract all of the goodness that you need in life. Okay. Welcome back, Pastor David. Okay.
Oh,
Kindly go ahead, sir.
sorry for the network. Uh, I can't really pinpoint to say this is what I did, or this is what God did, or this is what I did, but I can summarize in a phrase. For example, I'll use a market entry strategy. I call it MES. How I did it. Market entry strategy, because whatever you want to sell, you need to enter the market, whether it's an individual, an organization, a HNI or INI, a high network individual, or a high network individual, or a market or whatever. Now, if you see a girl for the first time,
Okay.
and you want to ask that girl out, either in hand in marriage or for a date, you go in a form of, like, for me, I would do the praise approach. Oh, I love your hair. I don't know who makes your hair. Can you recommend that for my sister or something? Now you've gone to praise that person like a praise approach. I'm not about entering that person or entering that market. You have praised that person, and that person loses his or her guard. Oh, somebody just told me that he or she lost my hair. You see, that it is easier for you to talk to that person, come and buy my product. Now that person like, oh, thank you. I said something just now. Can you please introduce me to who makes your hair? You see that the person is exchanging contact with me. And from that contact, number one, you need to break that barrier. Whether you are entering into a golf course, a HNI, anywhere you're entering Aso Rock, there must be a strategy. Okay, fast forward back to making this deal. I joined the church. Therefore knew that I cannot help myself. I joined the church. I gave my life to Jesus, because I cannot do babalawo. I cannot do black money. I therefore gave my life to the one that owns life and had all the wealth in the world. From there, I gave myself to teaching, to a prophet, to a pastor that is big enough to be able to change my mindset. I did not go to the person may be small, but the person's mindset. That's number two. Number three, I gave myself to a real estate mentor who has done what I want to do. Then number four, it now became my own personal responsibility to now apply these principles. I went to a golf course when I had no money in my pocket. I went to IBB golf course in Abuja. I took a cab. I know if I use a non-branded cab, they will not allow me. I used a normal cab. I got there and I told the guy I was well dressed. I have always been well dressed because they will address you the way you are dressed. I dressed very well. I think I was wearing just almost like this that day. I walked into the golf course and I asked the golf course manager, and I told the manager, I want to register for golf. And he asked me one question, are you a golfer? I said I am not, but I want to become one. And he asked me, what do I do? I gave him whatever he wanted to hear. You know what he wants to hear. He wants to hear that you are doing, I own a company, I want to bring my company. I just tell them what they want to hear. And he took me around the whole golf course and gave me story of how many billionaires they have. And it was interesting. And I took the form. The form was about 15K. I paid. He gave me the form. And I took his number. Lo and behold, that guy later gave me a coach who trained me in Port Harcourt golf course until I finally made this and had money to register. So I will not play golf because I have not registered. It means that you have not worked on your mindset, because I said your mindset is your lifestyle. Not until you work on your mindset, you can walk into a Rolls Royce shop and tell them, how much is this Rolls Royce? You are not ready to do anything. You are not ready to make it in life. Until you can walk into Marriott and sit down in the VIP lounge and ask them, they come and meet you. What do you want? Tell them, I'm having a meeting. My people are not here yet. When I need you, I'll come. Until you can break this personal barrier within yourself, you cannot sell. What am I talking about? Complex. Until you are able to break complex for yourself, you cannot talk to a HNI. I'm telling you what I did to make this thing. There's something I'm about to do. I walked into a private jet company, and as I talk to you, I'm having my first client. a Bayelsa State government will be renting my first jet next week. How did I do that? I got a particular age. I knew that I needed to network with some set of people. I registered Polo. I said Polo is not enough. I need to register to do private jet brokerage so that some of these persons will end up buying properties from me. I won't go all of that. How I did all of that. I walked into the private jet terminal in Lagos, discussed with them, did whatever I did, and I'm already having a deal. And if I had done this earlier, the day we flew with Dr. Stephen Akintayo on the private jet, probably they would have come through me and I would have made $1,000 on that. So fast forward, you must work on your mindset, not until you break that barrier of knowing that there's God in your church, but there's no people. You need to go to where there's God and where there's people. When you are able to work on your emotional intelligence, you are nowhere. So know that that church you are attending in your backyard, there's God there, but you don't have people. Because God said, He said, God will not bless you without a man. Remember, a friend to 9 billionaires is the 10th person to become the 10th billionaire. Yes. And a friend to 10 poor persons, he is the 10th poor person on the line. Two broke friends cannot help themselves, Dr. Stephen Akintayo said.
Yes.
So I put myself in a position where I gave my life to Jesus because I know I cannot do Ogboni, so I did Jesus. In the church, I put myself in a position whereby I stepped my way up. I became a part-time pastor. I put myself in a position whereby I met Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I disciplined myself to listen to his YouTube messages. I follow him like plague. I can tell you, Doctor did not tell me where he is, but I can tell you in my spirit where Doctor is right now. And I can tell you by 4 p.m., if you say I'm joking, check his Facebook or whatever, or his Instagram. He's on a golf course. So these are the trajectory of successful people. I was able to find my way. I was able to find my way to start following people, Grant Cardone, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, and the whole likes of them who are doing real estate and they are doing it very well. Then I got some of these things. What did I do next? Immediately I was inside the church. I have been known. I have been tested and trusted. Anything I say becomes a word. You understand? I met this young man, and this young man is doing oil and gas. And I told him the benefits. You don't sell land. You don't sell houses. You sell value. And I told him, sir, I have never said this on the public whatever before. I said, sir, I know you have a lot of properties everywhere. I know you have done this, you have done this. Sir, do you need today? So time. We have deficit of housing. In Lagos, in Port Harcourt, we have this. Now, I was talking from a standpoint of knowledge. I was telling him what he did not know. Or what he know. He didn't really know that Nigeria was getting to that level. And I told him, do you know you can be a real estate developer even while you're into oil and gas? He said, yes, he already has that in his pipeline. I said, please, can you give me the privilege to take you to some real estate development in Abuja and in Lagos? He said, yes, he has been to Abuja severally. He has even bought some properties, and there's a challenge. They are not delivering. And I said, sir, do you know you can bring integrity into this real estate industry? Now you have paid for property somewhere. I won't mention their name. This is a public whatever. And they've not delivered. Do you know, because you are a person of integrity, you can reinvent the wheel where people will not trust you. So I got talking and talking. I don't know how God did it. He listened to me. I said, can you show me some other development somewhere in maybe in Lagos or something? I said, okay. He made an arrangement. Myself, himself, and his architect, we flew to Abuja. In the morning, I took him to Billiard. I took him to Cross Groove. I took him to about 4 real estate development companies. And he took me to where he bought those properties, where they are delaying. I said, it's not a problem. You can turn your adversary to opportunity. I said, sir, we need to go to Lagos. So he said to that, I said, yes. We flew to Lagos. We got to Lagos at about 10 p.m. at night. We got to Lagos. He took us to a cool hotel. I said, no, I won't sleep in a cool hotel. He said, Pastor, why? I said, no. We are here for fight-finding mission. We are not here to spend money. I love luxury. You see me that you are seeing. I love luxury more than luxury itself. But I knew that was not the time to make him spend money. I took him to a hotel somewhere in VI where we paid, I think, 40,000 or something. And he said we should stay in a particular room. I said, no. Myself and his architect will stay in one room. He got angry. I said, I don't care about what you get angry. Well, I'm here for a 5.D mission. I'm not here. When it's time for luxury, we do luxury. He checked into his VIP room and we both stayed on one room. And the next day, I took him to Landway. I tock him to Veritasi. I took him to companies. He saw something and his head blew. I gave him value, and he said, Pastor, let's do this. I have a point of land somewhere. I think I need to get more. I said, I know the person that has the one close to you. It's about 270 plus, and it's about 3 point something billion. And he said, okay, please help me get the person. I connected the both of them. And on a particular day, I think I was on a golf course one day. He called one of another billionaire friend I normally follow to golf course and asked him, and this is what pastor is telling me. Oh, he has introduced somebody to me and all that and all that. I was dropping at their call. What do you think about this guy? The guy said something positive about me. That's where integrity comes in. So that guy likes the big things. So, but if he tells you that this thing is good, just look at it. He's a good guy. Somebody you can go with. And I tell you know what, they drill, they dilly-dallied with pricing and all that. This property we are talking about is the waterfront property. See today is still being filled. It's the waterfront property. It's a property that when you go inside, it's half of the whatever you submerge. But he has seen value. What am I saying? I did not sell land to him, brother. I sold value to him.
Value.
I kept telling him videos on real estate companies, how much they are selling houses, how much he will make. I kept telling him about value. You want to sell one plot of land? Tell your clients, this one plot, this is what you can put on this one plot. You can put a twin terrace on this one plot. You can do a G+4 on this one plot with the parking lot. Sell value to this person. Not you just do a video. I am selling land. I am selling land. I am selling land. Do you know that by 2080, Lagos will be the most developed, will be the most populated city in the world? So if you buy this, if you get this one plot of land they're selling for 50 million from GTS Homes, by that 2080, when your son is years,
Okay, so we lost Pastor David for a minute there. So while he's going to join us back, now one major key point that I've learned from this so far is number one, he said you should stop selling land. If you are selling land, you're selling homes, right? Stop selling land, stop selling homes, and then you want to start selling value, right? You want to project the value they get from procuring a particular property. What are they going to do? All right, with by buying that particular, what things can they put on it that will give them returns on investment? And it wasn't the 3.6 billion naira deal. You will notice it was on a golf course with one of his high net worth friends, and what closed the deal for him majorly was his word. And that was about the importance of integrity, right? In your own personal work, relationship with other people, can somebody say you are a man of integrity or you are a woman of integrity? Is your word your bond? All right. So take a deep reflection, right? If you truly want to start closing big real estate deals, right? Taking a cue from David Boyman, right? You want to be a man and a lady of value. You also want to project, right, the value in land, right? The value in homes, right? It's just like saying, for example, if you have a client or a prospect that already has different plots of land, right, in different states in the country, but has the money to buy your particular property, right? You are not going to tell him that he needs to buy land or he needs to buy a house, right? You want to talk more about the value in owning that particular property, what it stands to benefit, right? And one thing that I can also do to close more sales, right, is to go from the investment angle, right? How that particular investment in that property will generate returns over time. Welcome back, Pastor David. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you.
All right. Good. So thanks so much, sir. So now let us wrap up with a few questions, about one or two questions. Now, in this process of closing your first billion, I know it's just the first of many billions to come. What were the major challenges that you encountered in this process, and how were you able to overcome these challenges? Because people that are listening to you right now, there are people that also are just at the verge of closing a very, very important deal, or they're overcoming, they're experiencing some challenges. How are you able to overcome your own challenges? Or let's start by what are those challenges and how are you able to overcome those challenges?
Okay, I think one of the challenges I don't know if you can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can
can
you
hear you,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I can hear you.
challenges, one of the major challenges it was the back and forth between both parties. Oh, I will pay 15
Mm,
million per plot. I will pay 7 million and all that and all that. I kept I kept in all of this. I kept sending the new tower that they are developing, they are launching in whatever. I kept sending him value. So no matter what you're doing, let even if you're not buying, we'll start with what you have. But if you buy, imagine this thing is selling for this today. In 10 years, this is what it will sell. I kept focusing on the value the thing will give because I was not the one that was going to convince the guy to buy. The only thing that will motivate his mind to overcome where that money will come from is when he keeps seeing value. Then the big
mm,
picture, I kept letting him see the big picture, the end game. I kept showing him the end game because the picture before him was, I kept telling him, oh, this tower, we can do this tower. He would tell me, this guy have not agreed. I said, don't worry, the guy will agree. Let us be thinking of what we can do here. I kept showing him courage. I kept encouraging him. This is what we can do. This is how Paul Adeparasing. Are you telling me that Paul Adeparasing did not pass through all these things when he bought his land for 60? It is the day you are buying. So there were a lot of challenges. I can't really back and forth. They will call a meeting, we'll do a Zoom meeting. I was consistent, and the guy was consistent as well.
mm. All right, awesome. Now, in this particular, so far so good, in the last 6 years, and also from the point that you closed this billion naira deal, can you tell us what would be your most significant lesson in this particular process, and what would you say is your biggest takeaway from that particular process? Also, let us double the question by also for people that wants to achieve the same results that you currently have. We have over 40 people right now, and the more people that are listening to you on Facebook and also on YouTube. What advice would you offer to budding real estate investors and marketers? Um, what can they do to start experiencing similar results?
Okay, no, but the first thing I'll tell you, whatever level you are right now, whatever level you are right now, for you to get success in anything you're doing, you have to see the big picture. Write a check to
Mm,
yourself. I have a check inside my car. It is $100 million. I don't want to scatter my whatever. Write a check to yourself. I have $100 million check inside my car. And I have told myself what that $100 million, if I make that sale, maybe I'll make, let's say, $10 million. I have written down on my vision board, I have written down what I can do with that money. That money is a spoiler. The number two thing I have done, I've paid a company to do a business plan for me. And that
mm,
business plan, when I did it, I'm not supposed to share this openly, but I don't know why I'm sharing this. I've done a business plan for a particular something. I know the profit I will make. I've put all of the expenses. What is driving me to this? I am seeing the end game. I've seen the end game. Now I have a check for myself. I have a vision. I have a goal. I've done a business plan. I paid a company 1.2 million to do a business plan for me. I'm still owing them. I've given them 500K.
mm,
That business plan, that business plan is because it's a general question. That business plan by the end of January is driving me crazy. I now see the reason why Dr. Stephen Akintayo, Grant Cardone will tell you that next year we are going to do 10 billion. That's
mm,
number two. Number three, bro, sister, go and educate yourself. Go and educate yourself. What you don't know is bigger than me. If I want to raise 10 billion now, I know where to go to. There's somebody in
mhm,
the real estate space. There's somebody in the real estate space as of today. He's raising 50 billion. I won't mention his name. The guy
mm,
understands finance like man. That is the reason why after I'm talking to you now, I have applied for project finance in third business school in London. In February, I am
wow.
setting up is a 1 week program. Go and
Mm,
educate yourself. What you don't know, big pass you. Number four, I have a library. My library is worth more than my two cars. My library is worth 14 million. So the
Wow.
information I have in my library, if I can digest 10%, see, the way I talk anywhere I go to, I may not have physical class at times when I talk to you, but what is inside my head can give me what I want. That's number 4. Because what drives a man is what you have inside of you. Yes, we have the spirit of God. God has given us his spirit and his mind. But if you don't develop yourself, it will be as if there's no spirit of God inside of you. Sir, that's number 4. Number 5, courage. See, nobody will push you. Let poverty be your fueler. Let poverty be what is fueling you. Poverty is more dangerous. Poverty is more dangerous than any other thing. Sir, if you have 5,000 naira, you're listening to me. You're listening to the sound of my voice. If you have 5,000, ask yourself, where is the best use of this 5,000? See, the same mind you used to think about woman, that is the same part of the brain that strategizes. It is either you are a mediocre or you are going somewhere. That's number 5. Have courage, and courage cannot drive without knowledge. Number 6, I'm rounding up. Please, you cannot do anything without networking. The reason why some people pay school fees for their children in those big schools is for their children to network. Who are past the age where you go to learn alone. Now it's learning character and network. That's why some parents go as much as possible paying 1 million. So that by the time their children finish from that school, if they are selling cars, they already have a network of people to buy their cars or their products and services. If you are in this program, you are not networking. 5 places to network. Political parties. I am going to my state. I am contesting for governor next year. Whether I
Let's
win
go.
or I don't win. Whether I win or I don't win, because I have worked on my mind. People that are ministers, people of my age, I'm 40, people of my age. There are about 8 ministers presently who are of my same age mate. So if you think you are still a baby because you are 26, at 26, God was already close to being the president of Nigeria. Next year, I'm contesting for governorship. Why am I contesting? I'm not contesting because I have the whole money in the world. I'm contesting because I will win or because I will not win. I am contesting because I need to network with a new set of people. If they give me tickets, fine. If they don't give me tickets, I know the man they get ticket to. Either I step down for him, I collect commissioner, or I get something, or at the end of the day, I have a new network of friends. I am going to join a political party. The winning one will APTO. I'm not joining the one that will not win. You can discuss it yourself, whether you would have passed on the talk like this. That's your business. I am logical, I'm not emotional about this one. I have registered for Polo. I want to network with the likes of Dan Tata and the likes of the president's son. And I want them to network with me too, because I carry what they don't carry. I am already playing golf. If I go to UK today, I want to join Formula 1 because I want to connect with HNI, not just to sell land alone, to know what they know. I told my guy that I booked my ticket. Anytime you are booking my ticket, I'm going anywhere. If it's not a business class, don't book. Do you know business class is 95K in Ghana? Economy is 57 if you are booking ahead of time. The same economy, if you book and walk into the airport, is 95,000. Our business class is 100 something. Why not I book a business class for next month, even though I know I open it? So I enter a plane. I am in the part where decision makers are seated. You know, in business class and first class, those people are decision makers. Those in the economy, they are 80% of them are noise makers. So I have made a decision to sit with decision makers. The day I don't have money to see decision maker, I will enter bus and go to Lagos. If I have money to see decision maker, I will sit. I don't know. I've said a lot of things that you can use. I remember I said selling must be something you are used to. If you don't know how to talk, go and learn how to talk. If your temperament is not choleric, for the purpose of sales, go and get some whatever of a choleric and add it to your sanguine or to your melancholic nature. If you say I like doing my things my way, plus, bro, sales is not for you. I don't like talking to people. I like being on my own. Sales is not for you. Go and watch Dr. Sido Akintayo, he talks. Watch Grant Cardone, he talks. Watch politicians, they talk. The biggest pastors in Nigeria are pastors that are able to sell the gospel to you. So if you are here, you are
Okay, so I think we lost Pastor David again, but let me just emphasize on a few things that he said. The need for you to sell. Somebody called a billionaire called Mark Cuban, right? The top investor globally. A particular statement that he made rings in my head every time, and it's a quote on sales, right? And the quote goes there, it says, sales cures everything, right? There's nothing that you want to do, right, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, that cannot be cured by sales, right? So if you want to be a successful real estate marketer, a real estate broker, then you need to be big on sales. And you need to educate yourself on how to sell, how to close, right? And you want to take a lot of courses, right? Now, on this McIntyre, there's a platform called Stephen McIntyre University where you get access to courses, right? Content by top sales experts globally, right? Courses from Grant Cardone, courses from Dan Lok, courses by Ryan Serhant, courses by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, these are global guys doing amazingly in the real estate industry. How are they able to get deals, billion-dollar deals? And how can you replicate their results even in Nigeria, in Africa, and then globally? All right. Then also let me talk about now. This is only for people that are serious about taking their real estate investment and results to the next level. Right. You want to intentionally invest in knowledge, invest in the right education. Right. Second thing that you want to get access to is coaching and mentorship by Dr. Stephen Akintayo himself. So for people that are interested, Doctor has a one-on-one coaching program, also a group coaching program where you learn from him directly, right? So if you're interested in being a part of that one-on-one coaching program or group coaching program, or even to get access to the Stephen Akintayo University, right? Drop your phone number in the chat box right now, and our team is going to contact you and show exactly how you can get access to the information. Also, you would also get access to a community of successful individuals, right? In under Justin Akintayo, all right? So you get access to the likes of uh, uh, my guest, which is Professor David Boyman, and other successful people as well. So if you're interested in being a part of the coaching and information university, you want to drop your phone number, right, in the chat box, and then we're going to give you a ring. Also, so I see people dropping their contact. All right. Also, if my team could kindly drop the information as well. So email Tammy if you can drop the contact for people that are interested, how they can get in contact with us. Drop it in the chat box, and then we're going to get in contact. So let us round up with one last question. Pastor David, now tell us about
Yes, sir.
how people can get in contact with you either on social media or on Instagram. For people that want to connect with you, how can we connect with you? And briefly talk about your future plans, right? In the real estate industry, what are you working on, and how would you want us to be a part of what you're doing?
Okay, basically, I've dropped my number on the chat box and my Instagram handle, ebohime.david. I'm a big fan of Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I'm a big fan of anything that is working. I'm a pastor. I don't do secular music, but I watch how Davido handles his program. I want to know what went into O2 conference. I want to know how Asake did it, because you can always learn from a fig tree. Please, lastly, you can follow me up on David Eboime, but I can assure you, if you want to, what I'm telling you is 1% of what doctor is doing. If doctor's video, if you have money, they don't eat money. Go and meet them. Let doctor mentor you. You understand what I'm saying? Then lastly, please make sure you register a company. Make sure you have a bank account. Make sure you register a company. Make sure you follow the top 10 best people. I asked somebody, I said, who is the best salesperson in Nigeria real estate? The person don't know. You don't know. You don't know, let's say, Ajay Koyi. You don't know Achoro Confidence. You don't know Dr. Stephen. You don't know these guys. You can't make it. It will be difficult because success leaves clues. There's no particular way of how you will be successful, but there are clues that successful people have left in kind of time. So it's easy. Above all, when it's difficult for me, when I pass through a difficult stage, I go back to just one person, God. God, I don't want shame. I go back to God. God is my source. God is bringing men my way. God brought my special mentor, Pastor David Ibiome, my way. God brought Dr. Stephen Akintayo my way. God brought Tobi Okunuga my way. God brought, that is how it is. Bro, above all, you kneel down. Kneel down. My own is worship. I do worship and I give. I have a foundation. By next year, when I'm contesting, because of not because of the kind of contest, I've done it 3 years. My foundation is 3 years old. I've given 89 persons scholarship. Next year, I intend to do 1,000 before I will now finally declare. The day I will do that 1,000, that same day I will declare. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be intentional. You have to be strategic. So 2 things that work for me: I give and I depend on God. I give a lot. I give and I depend on God. I have a foundation. I do evangelism. I carry the work of God on my head. If I'm in church, you call me, you are wasting your time. There's nothing you will tell me that will make me to church and come and follow you do your deed. I will not do your deed because you can die and leave. You understand what I'm saying? So number 1 is God. Number 2, people, mentors. Number 3, go and work on yourself, work on your mind. Without information, a lot of people don't read though. A lot of people don't read. It's not my number. It's not my number. My number is not the issue. Go to doctors, whatever. You come in and start calling me, mentor me, mentor me. Go and meet doctors to mentor you. Just follow whatever doctor teaches you, not my number, my number. When I tell you to do something, I tell you that buy flight ticket. I'm going there. You tell me that you don't have money. So don't disturb me. Don't disturb me on my number. Don't call me. You understand what I'm saying? Focus on what I've told you. Go and practice this one. You want to play golf? I can help you on that. I can tell you how to go about it. I can tell you on that one. But let's say come and mentor me. Don't call me to say that I should mentor you. Call Dr. Stephen. Talk to Okonuga. Doctor will mentor you. I'm a mentee. I cannot mentor you. I can tell you how you can do to play golf. I can give you 1 or 2, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Don't come and be disturbing me and say, because I don't know anything. I know just 1%. Go and meet the man that knows 99%, which is Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate your time. I know that you're very, very busy. Your busy schedule, you made out time for this. You're even on the road doing this. I want to appreciate you. Guys, if you're excited, let's appreciate Pastor David, the boy. Type in thank you, sir, in the chat box if you're excited. If you've learned something amazing, right, in the last 1 hour, okay, let's see some emojis. Thank you in the chat box. For the words of wisdom that you shared in this 1 hour. I want to appreciate you. We've learned so much. We've learned the importance of networking, the right association, right value, integrity, intentionality, and of course, the need to have mentorship. All right. One major quote that it's always in front of me every time is called the shortest cut to success in life is mentorship. Really, if you are struggling in any area of your life right now, it's because you don't have a mentor in that particular field, right? If you are struggling in any area to start experiencing success and giant strides, simply get a mentor that has proven success, proven track record of success in that particular area. And then trust me, in a short while, right, you will start experiencing the same results or even better results. And I'll talk about it shortly, right? For you to be a part of Dr. Stephen Akintayo's mentorship program, we have a lot of packages for you, right? You can be a part of the university where you get access to courses and, of course, coaching from Grant Cardone himself, from Dan Locke, all right? Courses from Ryan Serhant, from Robert Kiyosaki. You will learn exactly real estate from scratch, also get ongoing mentorship, right? For those that want one-on-one mentorship with Dr. Stephen Akintayo or group coaching program, you want to drop your number in the chat box. If you've not dropped your number at all, drop your number in the chat box, and then our team member will contact you and help you start your journey to successful business in the real estate market. Pastor David, thank you so much, sir. I want to appreciate you. Dr. sends his thanks to you. Thanks for making our time to be a part of this. And the whole world that is watching us right now, I'm very, very grateful for your time. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. We are going to be hearing of more billions now in dollars, not naira, that you'll be closing in the next few months. I wish you all the very best, sir, in your business. And thank you so much, to David. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you for the privilege. Lastly, I want to invite everybody to the Benin, the Real Estate Masterclass holding with Dr. Stephen Akintayo on Sunday in Benin City. You can join virtually, whether you're from Ghana, from America, any part of the world. Please, I have attended 12 masterclasses hosted by Dr. Stephen Akintayo. So that is part of it. I've done 12, and I'll be a part of the virtual program I'm from Edo State, but I can't be in Benin, but I will still be a part of the 13th edition. That I'm counting it. So every day I attend the masterclass, there's something that drops in my spirit. So I'm inviting you to be a part. You can join virtually, which is cheaper. So do that, and God bless you. And don't forget to use the things I've told you.
All right, great. For people that want to be a part of the Real Estate Masterclass happening in Benin, if you're in Benin right now, you can be a part of it physically. If you are not in Benin, you can also be a part of it virtually. All right. So we are going to share with you the details shortly. All right. So access to the virtual package is 50,000 naira, and then access to the physical. If you're in Benin right now, we can give you access for 100,000 naira for physical access. Right. So it's a 5-hour to 6 hours mentorship program, masterclass, where you learn exactly how Dr. Stephen has been able to build a real estate empire in over 4 continents of the world, right? How they're able to have in Nigeria alone over 30 estates, right? How can you build that real estate empire? How do you get a proper understanding of the market? What exactly should you be doing in the real estate market? So you learn all of that at the Real Estate Investment Masterclass. So guys, plug into this. So for those that have dropped their numbers in the chat box, we're going to contact you at the end of this webinar to help you start a profitable journey in the real estate industry. So guys, thanks so much for being a part of this. Thank you to our participants on Zoom, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Wherever you're watching us from, I want to thank you for being a part of this, for staying to the end. We've been here for 1 hour and 17 minutes. I hope you got value. Again, so let me do another question. If you've gotten value, type in value in the chat box real quick, guys. Type in value. If you learned something amazing, okay, type in value. This is the maiden edition of the SAU TV, and we're going to be bringing another amazing guest speaker in the next 2 weeks to share his journey, how he's able to experience amazing results, right? So, yes, also, so I'm glad we got value in today's webinar. All right, guys, we'll see you at the second episode of SAU TV. Keep tabs with us. Do not miss it. The replay of this particular episode will be sent to everybody, so look out for it. And when you want the replay, ensure that you are taking down notes. And don't just be hearers. You want to be doers. You want to take action. You want to be intentional about getting results, because success is not by fluke, right? Success is intentional. Every successful person had to do something intentional, had to consciously take steps to achieve success, right? So for the level that you want to get to, for the kind of results that you want to experience, ask yourself, am I taking the required steps? Am I doing the things I'm supposed to do to achieve that result? All right. So guys, see you next episode. God bless you. I love you. Bye.